Have you ever woken up one morning, looked in the mirror, and thought, when did this happen? Not the gray hairs, not the wrinkles, but the quiet, unsettling changes you never expected. Maybe you've noticed yourself forgetting a familiar name. Maybe your body feels heavier, slower, or more tired than you remember. Or maybe you found yourself sitting in a silent room, realizing the people who once filled your life aren't around as much anymore. If any of this feels familiar, I want you to know something right now. You are not alone. Aging is not just about birthdays or the number of candles on a cake. It's about invisible shifts in your mind, your body, your relationships, and even in how you see yourself. And the truth? Nobody hands us a manual for how to face them, but today, we're going to change that. Together, we'll walk through 12 challenges many of us quietly face as we grow older. Challenges that can feel confusing, frustrating, even frightening. And more importantly, I'll share practical, gentle ways to handle them. Not from the cold voice of statistics, but through the warm human stories that remind us we're all on this journey together. So if you've ever wondered, is it just me? I promise it's not. Let's take this walk together. Challenge 1. Forgetting names and details. Eleanor, our friend in this story, was at the grocery store not long ago. She turned the corner and bumped into a neighbor she's known for years. They've shared conversations, recipes, even laughter. And yet, in that moment, the neighbor's name slipped from her mind like water through her fingers. Her heart raced. She smiled politely, trying to hide the panic, while inside she whispered to herself, "Come on, you know this." But nothing came. If you've ever been in that moment, you know how unsettling it is. You start to wonder, am I losing myself? Is this what aging does? Here's the truth. Memory lapses are normal. The brain, just like the body, changes with time. But forgetting a name is not a sign that you're broken. It's a reminder that your mind needs a little more support. Practical steps help. Keep a small notebook or even a note app on your phone for names and little details. Before gatherings, glance at it like a gentle memory refresher. And when you forget, be kind to yourself. Most people understand, and asking again doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to want to remember. Think of it like tending a garden. Sometimes the flowers bloom late, but with a little care, they still bloom. Challenge 2. Sudden exhaustion. One afternoon, Elena found herself standing in her kitchen, staring at a simple task, making lunch. Something she'd done thousands of times. But halfway through, she had to sit down. Her body felt drained, as if the weight of the day had already pressed on her shoulders. And it wasn't even noon. Exhaustion creeps in quietly as we age. Tasks that once felt effortless suddenly demand more energy, and it's not just physical, it can be emotional too. So what can we do? First, give yourself permission to rest. Resting isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Spread your chores across the day instead of cramming them together. Drink water often. Dehydration sneaks up on us more than we realize. And choose foods that fuel instead of drain. Smaller, balanced meals rich in color and nutrients. Above all, listen to your body. If it whispers for a pause, honor it. Think of yourself like an old oak tree. Strong, grounded, but needing seasons of stillness to remain resilient. Challenge 3. Unexpected weight. Gain. Elena has always loved gardening. Digging in the soil, tending her roses, it kept her moving, and her body thanked her for it. But recently, even with the same activity, her clothes felt tighter. The number on the scale crept upward, slowly but persistently. She hadn't changed anything, and yet everything had changed. Metabolism slows as we age. Muscle mass naturally declines. Our bodies simply burn fewer calories than they used to. And that can feel like betrayal. But here's the shift. Instead of seeing your body as the enemy, see it as a partner who has simply entered a new chapter. This chapter calls for adjustments, smaller portions, nutrient-dense meals, gentle but consistent movement. Think of strength training as your best ally here. Even light weights or body resistance exercises rebuild muscle, which helps keep metabolism humming. And walking, stretching, yoga, these don't just shape the body, they steady the mind. Your worth isn't defined by a scale, but caring for your body is an act of love that keeps you free to live fully. Challenge 4. Endless doctor visits. Another appointment? Elena sighed as she flipped through her calendar. Blood work on Monday, a follow-up on Wednesday, a checkup on Friday. It felt like her life had been reduced to waiting rooms and prescription bottles. And maybe you felt this too, like your time belongs to the medical system instead of to you. But here's the reframe. These visits are not interruptions to life. They are life-saving checkpoints. Each one is a safeguard, a chance to catch what could grow dangerous if ignored. Still, the overwhelm is real. One way to soften it is with a health journal, a simple notebook where you jot symptoms, medications, questions for your doctor. Pair it with a wall calendar or phone reminders. That way, you carry clarity into each visit, not confusion. Think of it as steering your own ship instead of drifting. The ocean of aging may have storms, but your calendar is the compass. Challenge 5. Declining. Focus Elena curled up with her favorite novel, the kind that once swept her into another world, but after just 10 minutes her eyes glazed. Her thoughts drifted. The words blurred into meaningless shapes. Losing focus feels like losing a piece of yourself. But attention is like a muscle. It weakens when unused and strengthens when challenged. You can rebuild it through small, deliberate exercises, crossword puzzles, word games, learning a new skill, knitting, playing piano, even dabbling in a new language. And when reading feels too heavy, shorten the sessions. 10 minutes today, 12 tomorrow. Slowly, endurance grows. Remember, your brain is not a fading light bulb. It's a candle that can be rekindled again and again with care. Challenge 6. Loneliness. Perhaps the hardest shift for Elena was the silence. Friends had moved away, some had passed on. The afternoons once filled with chatter over coffee now echoed with quiet. Loneliness doesn't announce itself loudly. It seeps in softly, until you suddenly realize how much you miss being seen, heard, known. The antidote is connection, and it doesn't have to be grand. A phone call, a video chat, joining a local club, senior center, or volunteer group. Even greeting a neighbor can open small but powerful doors. Human beings are not meant to live in isolation. Think of yourself as part of a tapestry. Your thread matters, and the fabric weakens without it. Challenge 7. Changing sleep patterns. Elena noticed her nights growing restless. She'd wake at 3 a.m., stare at the ceiling, and wonder why her body betrayed her. Sleep, once taken for granted, now slipped from her grasp. This is common in aging. Our internal clocks shift, hormones change, and sleep becomes lighter. But the solution isn't just lying awake in frustration. Create rituals. Dim lights an hour before bed. Sip warm tea. Read gentle poetry instead of scrolling on your phone. And if you wake at night, don't panic. Breathe slowly. Let your body know it's safe, and if needed, get up and do something calming until sleep returns. Sleep is less about force, more about invitation. Treat it like a guest you prepare for, with kindness and patience. Challenge 8. Coping with loss one morning, Elena received a phone call. A dear friend from her church group had passed away unexpectedly. The grief was heavy, raw. Loss becomes a more frequent companion as we age, and no advice can erase that pain. But grief, while sharp, is also proof of love. Allow yourself to mourn. Share stories, light candles, visit familiar places. Don't rush healing, because healing is not forgetting. It's learning to carry the love in a new form. Think of grief as a river. At first it floods, wild and consuming. But over time, it finds its course. It never disappears, but it flows more gently. Challenge 9. Feeling invisible. At a family gathering, Elena noticed something. Conversations buzzed around her, but she felt overlooked. People spoke over her, not to her. The world, it seemed, valued youth and dismissed age. This invisibility cuts deeper than wrinkles ever could. But here's the truth. Your presence matters. Your voice carries wisdom carved from decades. So speak, share stories, volunteer your perspective. And remind yourself, being older doesn't mean being irrelevant. It means being seasoned, with roots others don't yet have. Like a tree, your shade matters. Even if others don't notice, countless lives are cooled beneath your branches. Challenge 10. Losing independence, Elena prided herself on driving. The open road symbolized freedom. But recently, her night vision faltered. She missed turns. She knew, reluctantly, that her driving days were numbered. Losing independence is one of aging's hardest blows. But asking for help is not surrender. It's building bridges. Think of it like passing the torch in a relay. You still run your part, but sometimes you hand the baton to someone you trust. Your journey continues, just differently. Plan ahead. Explore ride services, community shuttles, or family schedules. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about finding ways to stay engaged in life, even with support. Closing reflection. So here we are, 12 challenges of aging, memory lapses, exhaustion, weight gain, endless doctor visits, loss of focus, loneliness, restless nights, grief, feeling invisible, losing independence, pain, and the search for purpose. Each one is real. Each one can feel overwhelming, but none of them mean you are broken. They mean you are human. You are walking a path countless others walk too, a path lined with both shadows and light. And every challenge has within it an invitation to slow down, to adapt, to connect, to discover new meaning. If you saw yourself in Elena's story, I hope you also saw this. You are not alone. Your struggles are shared. Your worth is unshaken. And your journey, even with its aches and losses, is still a story worth telling. So if this spoke to you, leave a comment. Share your own experiences. Because someone out there needs to hear that they are not alone either. And if you'd like more stories, more reminders of our shared humanity, make sure to subscribe and stay with us. Because aging may change the body, but it doesn't dim the soul. And your soul